and democracy in choosing those people who then choose the people who police us. We have an extraordinary panel full, as you can see, full of many people. And so what I want to do, just to be certain that we're getting folks' voices in here, is I'm going to ask each person, as we go down the line, to introduce themselves briefly, just their name and their institutional affiliation. And then I want them to answer for me 2 questions. The first is, in your understanding of what's happened, how big of an impact in 2016 will our current system of voting in states, in the sense of what Shelby V. Holder has made possible, how much will that current system of voting impact the outcome of the elections? And you can talk about this in the presidential or the gubernatorial or the local, but how much will it impact it? And what is the one thing that we can do right now, even if we don't get a new formula, right? So the one thing we can do right now, even if we don't get a new formula, to help mitigate whatever it is that we believe that impact is going to be. So I'm going to just start with the goal, we're going to go down, and the work here will be, tell us briefly your name and affiliation, and then if you can just respond, what do you think the effect will be, and what is the one thing that we can do right now? And then I've got tons of others.
And Melissa, I have to stand up because I can't see you all. And I want you to see me because this is all so important, what we're talking about. And so I want to treat it with the level of importance it deserves. My name is Nicole Austin Hillary. I'm the Director and Counsel of the Washington Office of the Brennan Center for Justice. We are a national legal advocacy think tank, strategic communications organization, and we try to fix what we call those broken parts of our systems of justice and democracy. Voting rights is one of the key issue areas that we work on. So in response to Melissa's question, with respect to what we lost in the Shelby County decision, we need to understand that we are facing a new day in terms of the upcoming election. The Brennan Center put out a report that we call Voting Laws Roundup 2015, and I have copies that I will put out for you all, for folks to take. We are dealing with a completely different landscape than we were dealing with before the Voting Rights Act was gutted. Just let me give you a couple numbers. I know many of us don't like numbers, that's why I went to law school, because I don't like numbers. But numbers are important, data is important. So let me give you just a few data points. Since the start of 2015, we have 113 bills that have either been introduced or are still pending that would restrict access to registration and voting. One of the reasons that some of these state legislatures have introduced these bills is because the protections that we had previously been afforded under Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act no longer exist. There are at least 16 states that in 2016, for the first time, will have new limited voting access laws in place, something that we had not seen before, the kinds of laws that under Section 5 would have been challenged. These are the things that we need to know. This is what is going to be different about the landscape. We also just yesterday at the Brennan Center came out with a new report